bright Thursday morning.
Yep.
And I am here at the Garden City of India, Bangalore. And I am having with me Jake. Jake is the head of ANCA Asia. He sits in Japan. And also joining with me is Kishore, who is heading the Indian sales and marketing of ANCA. Actually, I was there at ANCA stall during EMO Hanover. I had a great time, lot of new launches.
Yep.
You had facing 2 stalls. As well as I met Joachim in Messe Stuttgart, where we were discussing more about the grinding hub which is coming in May. But both these places, even when we were there in Europe, the discussion was more about the growth of Indian manufacturing. We talk more about 3C. See, as a journalist, I have very limited knowledge. We talk about 3C means computer electronics, consumer electronics, or now communication electronics. But as per my knowledge, all these things we were importing, like we never had the capability. But last couple of years, things are changing, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
There was a kind of emotion, there was a kind of a sentiment where Indian government also banned certain apps. If you see, TikTok is still not available in India. But after that COVID, we have seen that a lot of mobile manufacturing is coming to India, maybe the assembly, maybe something more. So I have limited knowledge when it comes about 3C and its impact on Indian manufacturing.
Yeah.
A person who worked in India for many decades and also worked in other parts of Asia, how do you think this 3C market will make an impact in the Indian manufacturing?
Look, Harry, I think the impact on the market is going to be quite significant. In our experience, the 3C market, the volume that they work in, it really is phenomenal. And I think that the mindset and change here in India is going to be quite significant. The volumes for 3C, and I guess that shift out of being heavily reliant on China as a key manufacturing hub for 3C, and that shift into India is well underway, and it is quite exciting to be part of that. And I think that change that is happening now and that is going to happen into the future is going to be quite significant for the Indian market.
When we talk about the mobile market, I am talking about 2006, so this is almost around 18 years before. We used to get Chinese mobile for 3,000 rupees.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about 3,000 rupees, so these were all some very basic phones which have just gone out even after 2-3 years. But then we've seen US predominantly was an iPhone manufacturer. Then we have seen in Korea, Samsung and those kind of phones when we talk about the new smartphone manufacturing. But we have seen China have taken up in the last, if you see the 10 years, a big growth. Now we are looking at India, or we are taking baby steps, or we are taking some steps in bringing our capabilities here in India. So how you see this growth happened in China?
Look, I think, obviously the linkage to the semiconductor industry, I think that is a big part of it. They go hand in hand. I can see now, government policy and the mindset here in India are changing towards, driving semiconductor production, which will then link into the growth of the 3C market. So in China we saw, those two kind of industries connected quite closely, and I think that will be key here in India for the growth. Is that the 3C market growing, but also linking into the semiconductor production as well.
So it is very interesting to hear about this, the growth, whatever it is happening, to know about technology.
Yeah.
But I know ANCA as a company is as a 5-axis machine manufacturer which can help the cutting tool industry, And how ANCA is connected with the 3C market?
I think, it's been a long growth. We've had a lot of coverage over many years in the 3C industry. It is a very significant part of our business. Year on year we see a big chunk of our production is towards the 3C market, and that the length of time that we've been in the market, we understand the product, we understand the tooling requirements, and also the requirements of our customers. And some of the key parts, obviously, we have some innovative technology like our laser bus, laser inside the machine for measurement and compensation for the mass volume. When you talk 3C production, it's not a 10 off or 20 off type thing. We're talking in the volumes of the thousands. So being able to have a very stable process, but being able to produce the best quality tools, in the shortest time period is key. And so we have had a lot of experience in that area, and it's exciting to see that change into India, and hopefully bringing our knowledge and experience in 3C outside of India, bringing that into the Indian market for the growth that's underway.
So I will come back to you. I would like to just go to Kishore to try to understand his perspective on this 3C market. See, now for me, I have listened a couple of years before how we were always looking at bringing Tesla to India. We were trying to bring iPhone to India, but these were only talks. But eventually, before a couple of years, it started. We heard that iPhone is coming and investing in India, manufacturing in India, assembling in India. How do you see the 3C market is growing in India?
Look, it's already started, and it's not only the phones. There are other things which comes under the 3C, the watches and the iPads, the tablets and the laptops. Wherever there is a lot of metal cutting is required, basically the chassis. So it's a huge growth. So the process is started, pre-production and production is started, and we already witnessed a lot of demand increasing in the cutting tool, specifically on that industry. And there are only limited number of players are currently helping that industry, but there are many opportunity for entire Indian cutting tool industry to grow into that. There are some challenges which everybody will have when there is a growth in specific area, when the new things are coming. There is a challenges is, of course, how to overcome the challenges. We have to work together as a partners, machine makers and applications and suppliers, raw materials, accessories. So in terms of earlier, we were using only the automotive sectors are the biggest chunk for the India, where of course there are the volume of the automotive are very high and the volume of tools are so high, but compared to the 3C, it is the volume is unbelievable actually. The demand, once it is a full-on production, the required quantity is big. It's really big. So in that particular area, how we can support, how ANCA can support, what is our success, especially from 12-13 onwards in China, Korea area. We have done fantastic job. Especially the mindset on the people has to be a little bit changed. It's in a volume game, and the process improvisation is one of the key factors. Like it's a time, quality, and lowest cost for the tools. So we are all the stringent three factors: the cost, qualities, as well as time of delivery, and the flexibility to change over. So there is a huge chunk of changeovers happen. So how fast you can change it. So that's where we are really excited here, and in India also. So we feel that there is a huge growth for machine tools, cutting tools, and of course ANCA is part of that actually. And of course for the Indian economy, it's going to be a real boost. Really that's going to be a next level actually.
I'm talking about 20 years before. I used to work in the media. You see that I have seen this advertisement coming up, solid carbide tools. All these were imported that time. But then we have seen that in the cutting tools, big and small, there is more than 400 players, right? And almost all the people, they make standard tools, and mainly in India, customized tools. They make customized tools. But when we are talking about the 3C market, I believe it is not the regular cutting tool what we see is going to be used. I think that micro tools, like you spoke about making watches. I was there in Germany, so I visited one of the manufacturer there, and their specialty is making that micro tools. Same way, even in Emo Hanover, there was an Indian manufacturer. He is exporting 70-80% of the tools right now outside India, and they're also into, they have this with high profiles and all those things. And do you think that Indian cutting tool industry is ready if such a demand you are talking about, like, a large number of tools are required? Are we ready today?
We have a good opportunity, Indian cutting tool manufacturers. There are some of the area we need a focus. One is the talent, skill, machineries, and the process. So, of course, there are a lot of small size tools are using in this industry. Along with that, there are some critical profile tools are there, and we don't have any chance of rejection, because such a fast moving tools, and we should have a proper inspection, proper tools comes out from the machine, the grinding machine. So as Jake said, some of the revolutionary things what ANCA did around 10-12 years back, laser ultra or laser plus incorporating inside the machine to overcome the rejection, is one of the game changer in this industry basically. So earlier people used to get the tools from the machine, and then they will go for an external machine for inspection, then do the corrections, whatever it is. So rather than that, this revolutionary invention or a product from ANCA with our partner Bloom, which given us an extra edge, extra miles, and which help the cutting tool industry to make sure their tools come out from the machine are perfectly as per the tolerances. So in other way, this is helping the double checking, cross verifying you are doing the in process measurement and compensation and taking out the tool. Plus additionally you can go to the external machine for your regular inspection machine. So it's kind of a double verifying that the tools are perfect. So rather than sending it to the customer and taking it back, you are make sure that you are there. Process improvisation is really, we have Indian cutting tool industry is really how to be gone for that actually. So then only we can able to reach the Himalayan task of the volume and the cost and the delivery commitments.
I would like to come to Jake. See, ANCA is one manufacturer which Chinese looked up when their demand was increasing in the 3C market, and somewhere India is going to go through that journey.
Yeah.
I think we will be able to, the cutting tool manufacturers in India can get a lot of insights. So when we are talking about volume, what is it we are looking at? Like, are we looking at 100 cutting tool machines making thousands of cutting tools? Now, I would like to, because the volume when we are talking about, how we can visualize that, and what is it that China achieved over time, and what was it ANCA was able to provide them?
The volume for 3C market is obviously quite significant when compared to other industries, and that's been a key part of our success. I guess the customers that we've seen in this market are very agile, innovative. You see the product change and evolve from year to year. We talk about in China we have the hot season where we'll see the products within the 3C market changing very rapidly. So I think here in India, really taking on that agile and innovative approach is really going to be key to the success of the Indian cutting tool market and the customers that are there. And so from our side of things at ANCA, we've been able to adapt and be agile, and develop products quickly for a very fast changing market. It changes quickly, but also the volume is very big. So, being able to change with that is really key, and that's something we've seen over the years.
So if I will just talk about numbers,
Yep.
say how many machines, ANCA machines will be there in China, which will be used especially in the 3C market?
It's in the hundreds. Yeah, look, it is. It's quite significant. Every year it is a big part of our business, and it's continually growing. So yeah, it is, 3C production, the volume. You think about now, everybody has one phone, or here in India, most people I see have two phones. So you think about just in India, the consumption of mobile phones. I mean, in 2023, the 3C market here in India was around about 140 billion US dollars. And really this is forecast to double over the coming years to 300 billion. So that growth and that the growth in the consumer market here locally, just in India, is really going to be phenomenal.
And I think government is pushing the semiconductor industry.
Yeah.
So the availability of all the components,
It's gonna
which
be
is very key
Yeah.
in the 3C market, will make a difference.
100%. I think, look, not to talk about politics, but I do see, it is going to play a big part in that drive and that growth, and we can already see that. I've been involved in the Indian market for 20 years, and seeing that change here in India is phenomenal. In not only the production side, even infrastructure, that change that's happening here in India over the time I've been involved, is really key. And I think, government is going to play a big part in that, in bringing in semiconductor and bringing in all these industries into India to grow. We supply into most of the major 3C or consumer hand phone systems. We're supplying into all of those areas. So understanding the different dynamics, different materials, these are all kind of key. The phone cases or iPads or those different handheld devices, they're different materials that are used for different suppliers. So being able to design and develop, tooling and solutions, and working with our customers as a partner in that process, so that they get, the best tool at the lowest cost of our machine is really key.
What do you think from the Asian perspective, as you take care of the complete Asia, what is the advantage ANCA will be bringing to the 3C market for the cutting tool manufacturers?
Look, I think as a company, we provide a very innovative approach. We're very agile. We really strive to work with our customers to provide the best solution in tooling. So it's not only just producing the cutting tool, but the design, obviously the systems for stability, quality. When you're talking in volume, we need to talk about volume, quality, production. So I think in our approach to this, and in our approach in general, is really how do we work with our customers to be that strategic partner. We're not just about supplying a CNC machine, but we're about working with our customers. And I think here in India we have a fantastic setup, which is managed by Kishore, and really working with our team, providing the best service. And that service is not in just the machine, but service in everything we do. So application support, working with a customer who has a challenge, and in this 3C market, as it evolves here in India, there is going to be challenges for the market. So working with them, working with associations. I think, a great one here in India to see is the Indian Cutting Tool Association. I think that bringing together of the Indian cutting tool industry is fundamental to the growth. So working with those types of partners as well, we see as key. Because I think the challenge here in India is the mindset does need to change somewhat. I think there'll be a need maybe to cluster together as suppliers to be able to support the volume and the growth and the speed that the 3C market works at. These are going to be kind of key things for the industry.
Again, I will go to Kishore. See, we are having a lot of experience already how to handle 3C market. Be it in China, ANCA already have the experience. Be in Vietnam, you have the experience, or even in Korea. So you are a very seasoned player. But I still believe looking at the Indian cutting tool manufacturers and the kind of potentiality, still the Indian cutting tool people are not able to look at the opportunity available, invest on it. I think ANCA is not looking at what needs to be done today. You are looking at future. Maybe after 10 years, where India go, you take steps today. How we can bring a very positive and constructive atmosphere for the Indian cutting tool manufacturers with the kind of insights what ANCA is already having. I think that is your strength.
Yeah, of course. That's what we are looking at actually. It's not today. It's 5 years or 10 years time. The demand and the requirement is basically so. The current mindset of manual, it's already we are seeing in up to a 20% that people are going for an automation. That's a huge potential. It's not only in ANCA machines or in tool and cutter grinding. In generally, the automation trend is big in India, and we are already witnessed that. So we are sure that it's going to be grow in that area. And ANCA have a different solution for the automation. With ANCA's own robots and otherwise fun robot, the partners robots. So that's one thing, and also which is also important that India having a good skill and pool of very good skill set. We are availability of a lot of manpower and engineers. How we are thinking out how we can elevate the skill to make a quality tools. That's our step, which as Jake said, we need to work with the different partners like ICTMA, that is Indian Cutting Tool Manufacturers. We are also doing a lot of training sessions. We want to have a more formalized, more organized way, and we already getting a lot of demand from our existing customers to enhance this, and we are very keen and very focused on this particular opportunity. It's not only the selling the machine, it's providing the solution and making the team, making the customers ready for the future actually. So that's one thing. And of course, as an India, we have a lot of government policies like Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is very important. And look, today we have around 36 members in ANCA India, which include the sales, service, application. Also, we have a software team because we started this software engineering because ANCA makes our own softwares. So we have a team here around 12 members. We started around 10 years back, so which is continue to grow. So R&D team also here. So and also spare parts supports, test cuts, sample grinding. So customer have a struggles. So before they take the machine, they will do a lot of sample grinding. So support them for the critical tools, solutions, the knowledge what we have in other part of the world. And ANCA is very open company. It's a transparent company without hampering anybody's IP. We are very cautious on that particularly because this cutting tool industry having a lot of IP protection. So we are very careful on that. But our engineers are getting the knowledge transfer. So we are transferring that to the Indian manufacturers. So that's one of our strengths actually. So let's continue to do, and we want to do more and more and better. So that's what I think our growth actually.
See, 2-3 things you spoke about. One is skill sets. I believe when we are talking about volumes, once the production is going to start, it may take 1 year, 2 years, and once the semiconductor is we are going to get that, the local supply chain is going to become more stronger. How we are going to tackle that one? Second thing, this industry is like large volume. Large volume means less margin. Large volume, less margin. So there, the skill set, automation, and when we are talking about mobile, I feel the watch, it is all about the aesthetics. How the cutting tool, the perfection, the precision of the cutting tool brings the final finish. So I think these are all major point, the profiles what we need to create. So how do you think how India can be ready for it?
looks already, as you said, it is very important that the precision and surface finish and automation and skill set, and also high volume, low cost, very important. So it's all hand in hand basically. These are the key factors of this. So our customers and Indian cutting tool manufacturers already have a very good of skill set. They're already doing it. But when you come to the volume based things, we have to eliminate a lot of manual activities. That is very important. It is not only the loading and unloading, the automation on that. It is also the process automation. The process automation starts from the machine start switch on basically. So in terms of warm-up cycles, you should have a minimum warm-up cycle. So where you have a motor temperature controls, there are technology which is available with ANCA. It's a MTC. It's a motor temperature control. Then it comes for the balancing. Wheels are balanced to be very, very, very careful balance in order to get the high surface between low vibration and high accuracy tools. So we have a iBalance solution. It's a software. It is very much from quite long time, and we have a ultra series machines, which is of course a premium product for the. It's already recognized in the market, and we already sold many machines across the globe. And of course the laser ultra process improvisation. Then skill set, it is upgrading their existing skill to the new level. So there is a quick changeover, the profile changes, the geometry changes, how easily that can be programmed, how it can be set up. So that's why we have a very good software team. So we are about to launch a new software in this one. It already existing software is well equipped that, and we are upgrading. We are every time we are upgrading. We are inventing the new requirement from the market. So those things will follow for this cost, volume, automations, and surface finish and geometries and accuracies. So these are the different parameters which help to the cutting tool manufacturers to produce the tool in an effective way. That's what we are thinking about that. That's what our experience that in this particular market.
I again want to come to you. What I believe is the Indian cutting tool manufacturer need more mentorship, more guidance, because we are not able to see what is in the future.
Yeah.
You already seen it.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, what you will be able to give as a suggestion
Sure.
to an Indian cutting tool manufacturer, how he can equip himself for giving solutions to the growing 3C market in India?
Look, I think, like Kishore mentioned, ANCA have access to this market for a very long time. So I think what we bring to the Indian cutting tool industry for 3C production, we give our customers that partnership or support, in being able to set up their manufacturing facility to be able to support the 3C market and the volumes, the dynamic changing that happens within the 3C market and the pace that it works at. So I think that's really kind of a key focus for us is actually supporting the customers, not only just in the machine supply, but then also being that partner and delivering it. I think also education. We need to educate the market more on our experiences, and this is obviously part of today's discussion, and showing them what we've done and how we've done it. These are kind of key. So I think education, support, and really providing the customer with that innovation and being agile is key.
It is very important, I believe, that when we are able to serve the growing 3C market now in India, the infrastructure, the people is also very important. How ANCA India is capable to give the right solution today?
Sure. Look, I think India as a country for us to supply in, really we have a very strong strategic focus on. We see the growth and that structure that we have to have in place to be able to support the growth as key. At ANCA, India used to be, maybe 5 years back, was probably our 10th largest market worldwide. It now sits at number 3. So from that side of things, at ANCA, we really do have a strategic focus on India and on the Indian market. I think for us, especially being an Australian company, that link with India, mutual love of the cricket, and not that Australia's better than India at the cricket, we won't go there, but that strategic growth here and the strategic focus is key. And so for us, not only having our base here in Bangalore with the demonstration facility, it's quite a significant investment. Here we have 4 machines installed for doing sample grinds and test cuts, but also having that regional team in place and being in the positions where we can react to the customer's needs quickly. So we break up India into those key areas such as Chennai, up in the north, Delhi, the region there, obviously Pune, down in Bangalore. So having our team strategically placed, not only for the sales activity, but service support, application support, is really key for that growth, and that's a key focus for us.
As Jake said, that 5 to 7 years back, the India's is within the 10 numbers, but the main the trend or main things that we did is in around 7-8 years back, we started putting the people in the regional wise, especially the service, so which give an extra confidence to the customers. We are just close to them, so rather than flying, rather than all the roadblocks, so that's very important. That was a very good investment in terms of people actually, as well as it's saved a lot of travel time for us also, for the customer also. Then another important thing is 8 years back we started spare part stocking in India, which is again important because a couple of 8-9 years back, the importing something from outside India, it is challenges, especially for the small scale customers, medium scale customers, the customs formalities, foreign transaction and timing. So we started in 2017 the spare part, and which is grown well, and customers are appreciating that, and that is really helpful for our business, and also it is also helpful for our customers too. And another thing is increasing the application engineers. We earlier had 1, now we have 3 dedicated application engineers, and it is going to grow in very shortly to the 5 or 6. We are searching for the good talents. We also have a R&D person. He's actually an application engineer. He works with the software engineering team for the testing the software, and also he helps for us to overcome the challenges in the application area. So we do support the online support lot, and majority of the problems or concerns we are able to solve through the online. So that is another beauty. So the travel times and all things can be eliminated, and customer get instant kind of a solution. So that's very important. We feel that service is the most important. It is not only from me, it is from the top of our senior management to everyone. The service and customer support is a key factor. That's what our belief, and that's what we are doing in India.
Electronics is part of our life from many years. Unfortunately, we Indians never had the opportunity to really become the part of manufacturing, and we were dependent upon outside, and we are very emotional people. It have its strength, maybe it have its weakness, but it was before 10 years our Prime Minister spoke about Make in India, and things cannot change like that. I'm so happy that after 10 years, right now we are talking big about 3C, supplying to the 3C market. That is something which was semiconductor. There was we used to laugh because manufacturing semiconductor, we need to give water, we need to give electricity, and we used to listen to that India, such a big country, do not have the facility to give that to the manufacturing sector. Second thing, India never have the volumes. So China manufacture volume, you take that and give. I never see China as a competition. I see that we can learn from China because it's a different country, it have a different market. But India, the way it is growing, I believe there is no stop.
Yeah.
Only one thing is, my friends out in the market who are in the cutting tool manufacturing, who are in the related other business, should see this opportunity, grab it, and also talk to people like Jake, as well as reach out to Kishore, because they are having those insights. They worked hand in hand with those people when they had challenges before 10 years.
Yeah.
Establishing these markets there, and I think that will help Indian cutting tool manufacturers, and they're all ready to support, I think.
100%. Yeah.
And also, thanks for sharing your time today. Moreover, I believe ANCA is celebrating its 50 years.
We are, yeah. This year is a 50-year celebration, which is a huge milestone. We are still a privately owned company. The two founding members, Pat McCluskey and Pat Boland, are still very much active in the business. So yeah, we're celebrating our 50 years this year, which is a great milestone, and great to be part of that growth.
So we are very happy that on this occasion we were able to talk to you both, learn more about 3C market in general, and also the kind of leadership what ANCA was able to develop on this sector. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Kishore.